welcome back to the Mindful of You podcast. This is episode 50, When I Turn 50. Yay! Episode 50. This is a cool milestone. I'm pretty excited about it. If you are listening to me on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and you can't see me, you should be able to see me on Spotify if you didn't know that. But I have a new little background behind me, so we're getting more fully moved into our house, and this is my office space. So if you want to check that out, head over to Spotify or to YouTube. You can go to the YouTube link in my description to look at my new background if you want. You can't fully see it, but behind me I have some Gilmore Girls posters that are really cute, and I'm excited about those. And then I got my bookshelf. So anyway, that's just fun. This is my first episode that I'm recording in 2024. I'm pretty excited to be in the new year. I've been a little tired this week. I think mostly just because it's winter and post-holidays and yeah, but I have a good feeling about this year, and I have found a lot of resources to help me keep getting better, and I'm happy to keep sharing those things that I'm learning with you guys. So yeah, excited for another year of the podcast as well. If there's anything specific you want to hear or learn about, you're always welcome to comment on YouTube or message me on Instagram, and I'm happy to listen to some suggestions. Okay, so this episode is called When I Turn 50. I had this idea because I wanted to do something a little bit different for episode 50, something a little bit more on brand. And I was like, what if I talked about who I want to be or how I want to feel when I turn 50 years old? So I want you to keep in mind that if you're already 50 or over 50 when you're listening to this, I don't want this to make you feel weird, like this is stuff you should have done by the time you're 50. I have no idea if I will be this way or feel this way by the time I'm 50. I suspect I'll feel pretty similar to how I feel now, but I'm hoping that some things will have changed, and I'm continually learning new things. And so if you are listening to this and you're past 50 or really close to 50 and you want to reframe it and say when I'm 70 or when I'm 80 or when I'm 90, that's great. So I decided to format this episode in line with the new trending like New Year's resolution format. People are talking about like what's in for 2024 and what's out for 2024. So I decided to format this episode the same way. So I'm going to talk about 5 ins and 5 outs for by the time I'm 50. So what the first thing I am hoping is in, and this is a popular one. I've seen a lot of people post about this, but I'm hoping that I have really solid work, life, and personal boundaries. This has actually already gotten a lot better. I turned 25 in 2 months, so 25, not doing so bad with this one. I've been learning a lot about giving up control in regards to other people's feelings. And I found that a lot of my people-pleasing tendencies or a lack of boundaries were in an effort to control how other people felt about things, and that's just not possible. So turning the focus back on me, not in a selfish way, but in a way that makes sense, has been really beneficial for my work and personal boundaries. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping is in by the time I'm 50. I hope I have that down. Something I'm hoping is out by the time I'm 50 is caring what people think of me, except for those that I truly care about. So I added that little caveat there because I still want to care a little bit what people think of me, because I want to know, if my spouse is bothered by something that I've been doing or, the person I've become. I do want to care about that. I want to hear that out. So to an extent, I still want to care a little bit. But I really want to stop caring like what strangers or people just in passing think of me, because it just doesn't matter. That's their business. That's not my business. Okay. My number 2 thing that I want in by the time I turn 50 is filling my life with things I love. This is also something I've been working on. It's just having a more full life. I don't know if it's a personality thing or a mental health thing, but my tendency is if I have free time, I want to just lay down. I just want to relax. But like that's not good for like depressive tendencies, which I have. It's better to be doing things and filling my life with things I enjoy. So I'm trying to learn how to have a balanced life that's has like that relaxation portion, but is also full of like hobbies and things I really like truly enjoy, instead of just like sleep. So I am hoping that's something that just gets even better when I turn 50. Something I want out when I turn 50 is being too tired. So this goes along well with that. I think this one's a little bit ambitious because like if I'm too tired now, I don't imagine that getting much better by the time I'm 50, because like my body will have aged more. I also might have kids and things like that. My parents might be like aging. It's probably going to be an interesting time to try and not be too tired. But what I mean by this is like I tend to not do a lot of things because I'm too tired. So even if that feeling is there and I am tired, I want to work on doing the things I want to do anyway, despite that tired feeling. Okay, my number 3 in by the time I turn 50 is making good money and making a difference. So money is something I've always like carried a little bit of shame around, and a little bit of judgment around. Usually those two things go hand in hand. My husband has always been a little more about like, I want to have good money, like I want to make good money. And I always like judged him at first a little bit for that. Like I was like, we don't need money. Like all you need is love, or like you can be happy without money. And I'm not saying those things aren't true, but I've started to realize more and more that it's not a bad thing to want money. Like as long as it's not all consuming or like becoming like your idol, like it's okay to want to make good money. Even a good thing in my opinion. And I think especially women don't necessarily think about like, yeah, I want to make money. Like I want to be able to buy the things I want. I want to be able to give money. And like that's kind of the thing for me is like something I've always valued is being generous with my money. And I want to be able to continue doing that, but in order to do that, I have to make it, right? So I'm not super thrilled with the salary I make now. I'm grateful, don't get me wrong. I'm extremely grateful for what I have, and I know I have much more than many do. But I'm not done. I'd like to be in a place where I'm making more when I turn 50. And alongside that, I want to be making a difference in the lives of others. I'm hoping I'm a therapist, and I hope that I'm helping people get better, that I'm helping people see their worth, that I'm helping people make significant changes so that they can have better lives and just better futures. So that's what I'm hoping is in by the time I'm 50. A lot of these are pretty broad. These are not SMART goals. I'm not a SMART goal person. This is more just vibes I'm trying to send out into the universe. Okay, so my number 3 out is limiting myself based off of things that don't matter. So my first thought with this was like gender norms. Like I was like, I don't want to limit myself based on the fact that I'm a woman. I want to see myself as fully capable of anything I want to do. And I don't want to limit myself based off of like societal or religious or cultural expectations either. I want to see and realize my full potential without letting like arbitrary rules or expectations get in the way of that. Okay, my number 4 in is service and love to others. And this kind of goes along with my number 4 out, which is comparing myself to other people. So I think it's pretty difficult to like shame yourself or judge others if you're focused on what you can contribute or what you can give to them. It's really easy to see someone and like feel jealous or feel like they're better than you. But when you start seeing them as somebody who is more like you than you think, or that probably needs help or probably needs love or probably needs support, it's a lot easier to see the good in them. And then you feel a lot better because you're giving and you're loving somebody else. And I think like comparison goes way down when we just see everybody as somebody who is worthy of God's love, who's worthy of your love and your support. And then it's not as tempting to compare what they have with what you have. Okay, my number 5 in is courage and trust. I have been really into courage lately. I've been doing an OCD treatment program. If you didn't listen to my interview last week with my sister, you can check it out, learn a little bit more about OCD. My symptoms haven't been crazy severe in the last little while, but I'm just working on some things. And a big part of OCD treatment is having courage to face your fears and trust. And I saw something, I don't know if it was on Instagram. I think it was on Instagram on an OCD page talking about how like you don't have to have certainty. You just need to have trust. And I felt a lot better trying to find that feeling of trust, like trusting that things will be okay, but not having to obtain the certainty that they will be okay, because then I don't feel like I have to find all this evidence or provide all this reasoning for why things will be okay. I can just trust it. And then courage doesn't exist without fear. And so my biggest thing here is being willing to do things despite fear. And that's been a huge step in my recovery and in feeling a lot better and more confident about my life and my relationship is courage. So my number 5 out for when I turn 50 is fear and doubt. So I know these things are going to be there, but I don't want to give them as much power over me. This is something I feel like I've been working on forever. I mean, it's a huge thing with anxiety. Like, that's just fear. OCD, even more. It's the fear and doubt disorder. But I want these things to not carry as much weight in my life. And I know I'm already getting better and things are getting better. And so I think when I turn 50, I could be doing pretty darn good. I hope. So those are my ins and outs for when I turn 50. There's probably like a million more important things that I missed. But I just wanted to think about that. So I'm almost 25, so I've got 25 years to get this figured out. But I know it's not going to be perfect. There's going to be things that are still a struggle, and that's okay. I hope I listen to this when I turn 50. That would be pretty fun. So future me, if you're listening, I hope you're killing it. And even if you don't feel like you're killing it, you're doing a good job. So thank you guys so much for listening this week. I am going to do an advice episode next week. Next week's going to be my advice for Corey Matthews. So brush up on your 90s TGIF Boy Meets World, and come ready to listen to what I have to say to Corey Matthews. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have an amazing week. Bye-bye.